Okay, I'm actually mad right now. I just saw the most idiotic tweet I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay. So today, we had this real winner, Mayor Ted Wheeler from Portland, issue a statement on Twitter, right, at the President of the United States. So Trump decided to send in the National Guard to Portland to assist with this absolute chaos that's going on in the city that everybody knows. If you go turn on any news network, right, even with all the negative Trump coverage, even with the RNC and everything going on, everybody knows that Portland is going crazy right now and the city is in complete and total chaos. So the president does what he's supposed to do by sending in federal help in the form of the National Guard to help calm down the city of Portland, as we've seen in other cities like Minneapolis. It completely takes care of what's going on instantly. So the president does what he's supposed to do and sends in the National Guard. And this real winner, Ted Wheeler, decided to reject the president's assistance and turn it into a political game. And I just thought it was disgusting, bro, because you are choosing, as a mayor, you're choosing politics over safety for your citizens. And I can't believe that. Like, are you serious? Like, are you seriously doing this as a mayor? This, in my opinion, this is grounds for, like, you should be fired for something like this. Obviously, you just can't fire a mayor. But, like, geez, man, are you serious? And it gets even worse because you guys will see in the tweet itself what type of language this man was using. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So, okay, let's just read the tweet. So the tweet said, Dear President Trump, yet again, you said you offered aid to Portland by sending in federal law enforcement to our city. On behalf of the city of Portland, no thanks. Oh, this man really thinks he's tough. He really thinks he's hard. He said no thanks. Probably some corny little pasty white dude that's like frail as a twig, sitting here on his high horse on this little letter to the president. Like, give me a break, dude. We don't need your politics of division and demagoguery. Are you kidding me? This isn't politics. This is sending in help to a city that's burning. There's been videos of car dealerships burning, cars, whole entire lots of cars. I'm talking 20, 30 cars completely obliterated. These are real businesses. These are people. These are families that their lives are being destroyed. So when the president sends in the National Guard, this shouldn't even be a political issue. This has nothing to do with politics. This is strictly military helping a city that's burning and falling apart. That's all this is. Okay, I'm not even getting started in this statement. So then he says, Portlanders are on to you. We have already seen your reckless disregard for human life and your bumbling response to the COVID pandemic. First of all, Trump stopped travel from China before everybody had suggested. In fact, Dr. Fauci, the left-wing media's golden boy, told him not to do that. He decided to do it anyways, and now it's being credited for a great decision. Joe Biden called him a racist and a xenophobe for doing that. Now he credits him for doing the right thing, okay? Trump did the first exact thing he could possibly do to help COVID. He sent as many ventilators as anybody needed. Nobody who ever needed a ventilator has not got one, okay? New York said they needed 30,000 ventilators. That never happened. Trump stocked up the ventilators, which is incredibly hard to do. A ventilator is harder to make than a car. So the fact that we built up our ventilators like that is crazy. Our testing is the most out of anybody in the entire world. We test more people in America than the entire EU combined. Again, your disregard for human life. Who are you to speak on the disregard for human life? You support the killing of unborn babies in the womb. Don't tell me about human life, okay? President Trump is for human life, for protecting human life. But you guys don't want to get into that. You don't want to hear me talk about that, okay? And we know you've reached the conclusion that images of violence or vandalism are your only ticket to re-election. Not really, no. How about the all-time low unemployment? How about the best economy in the history of the country? How about lower crime across the country before the stupid COVID pandemic? Okay? That's what you get re-elected on. How about keeping your promises, lowering taxes, protecting the border, building a wall? There's no argument to be made. You guys have nothing to run on. You guys have literally nothing. So the only thing you're running on is this division and this chaos in the cities, and you say, oh, look at President Trump's leadership and look at his lack of leadership and all this violence is taking place under his watch. Give me a break, dude. That's We don't need to say what he needs to be reelected on. Everybody who voted for President Trump in 2016 is going to vote for him happily again. And in fact, I think many more people who did not vote for him are going to vote for him because he's saying common sense American ideas. Okay, this man is running on old school Democrat policies and conservative policies. Okay, he's for working people. He's for lowering taxes on the middle class. He's for working with unions. That was an old Democrat policy. Now it's conservative. Okay, he's for border security. These are not controversial things. The left has made them controversial because they have nothing to fight for. The only thing they have to run on is radicalism and reforming radically the whole American society. And they run on the basis that America is an evil nation from conception, which is not true. That's just not true. I'm sorry. It's just not. Read your history books. Go do your research. America was founded on principles that are all men are created equal, and that we preserve and protect the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These are not racist principles, okay? We're always striving to be a more perfect union at all times. And just because we're not there at this exact moment does not mean that we're a terrible country. America is the most prosperous nation in the world. Why do you think all these people want to immigrate here? We have people making treks of like thousands of miles, hundreds of miles easily, on their feet, risking their lives, risking their children's lives to get here. Would they really do that if we were such a terrible country? I don't think so. Sorry. Okay, let's get back to this letter. There is no place for looting, arson, or vandalism in our city. Thank you, but guess what? It's happening, and you're doing nothing about it. You're not criminalizing these people. There is no room here for racist violence or those who wish to bring their ideology of hate into our community. Actually, that's exactly what's happening on the left. That's exactly what you're allowing. So what are you talking about, sir? Mr. No thanks. Give me a break. Those who commit criminal acts will be apprehended and prosecuted under the law. How about the hundreds of people that are actively vandalizing and destroying property that are not being prosecuted? How about those people? What are you doing about those people, huh? I don't think you're doing anything. So this letter, again, this letter is a perfect example of the sheer hypocrisy that takes place all the time with these leftist mayors and governors. If they were being realistic, they would know, and they would tell their citizens that the president is doing what he should do by sending in the National Guard. This is not a controversial thing to do. Your city is burning. Your city is going under. Like, you clearly can't run it yourself, so don't be salty because the president wants to step in. Tens of thousands of Portlanders have peacefully protested and marched for the noble cause of fixing our broken criminal justice system. Guess who passed bipartisan criminal justice reform? Trump. Guess who worked with the left and the right? President Trump. Guess who had Van Jones, a leftist CNN commentator and vocal activist of the black community, work with him on this bill and praise him for it? President Trump.
I want to say Hakeem Jeffries on the left, Jared Kushner, and Donald Trump on the right have brought together a coalition like I've never seen. You've got literally the National Association of Manufacturers, Fox News, and Sean Hannity on the same page with Nancy Pelosi, Cory Booker, the ACLU, Cut 50. Something is beautiful is happening. And it's not that you have to see it to believe it. You have to believe it to see it. It's happening right now. People coming together in America to help the people who have nothing. And it's amazing.
This is something,
happy about
this is something you and I can agree on. It's a great day for America. This is such an awesome issue to give, whether they're minorities or white kids, a second chance in life. It's awesome.
What have you done about criminal justice reform, Ted Wheeler? Absolutely nothing. You've done absolutely nothing for criminal justice reform. President Trump signed the bill that freed over 3,000 to this date nonviolent drug offenses for African Americans in this country, and many more people have been freed by it and will be freed by it. Do your research, people. They are part of the proud progressive tradition of Portlanders fighting for justice, from racial justice to economic justice to environmental justice. Okay, there's no history of fighting for environmental justice at all because it's a radical, stupid idea that's recently been on the scene. So that's just untrue. Economic justice, you want to explain what that is? I think the real definition of economic justice is rightfully receiving what you put into the system. Okay, that's what economic justice really should mean. It shouldn't mean penalizing those who are adventurous enough to take risks and employ thousands thousands of Americans, like Jeff Bezos, they want to build guillotines outside of his house instead of praising him for building one of the most innovative companies in the history of the world. Okay, that's what economic justice is. Economic justice is working hard and building your way up to success, not complaining and whining and crying because you don't want to work hard and you want to sit around and point your finger at successful capitalists that have done their work and have done innovative things. Okay, you get rewarded if you work hard and you have a good idea. That's just how it is. Don't tell me about economic justice. That's socialism. These are code words for socialism. Economic justice. Let's bring justice to the poor by penalizing and taxing the rich. You know what the rich people are going to do? They're going to leave. Look at Venezuela. It doesn't work. It does not work. When you sent the feds to Portland last month, you made the situation far worse. Your offer to repeat that disaster is a cynical attempt to stroke fear and distract us from the real work of our city. Can somebody explain to me how sending the National Guard, a much more armed task force, is going to somehow make it worse than just having cops, which are already restricted and apprehended? They can't really do their job correctly because of this ridiculous lunatic's policies as mayor. Can somebody explain to me how that's going to make it worse? Does that logically make any sense to anyone? I don't think so. I don't think that really adds up. Something's not adding up here. I think we have an incompetent guy here in the position of power. It's just, you can't make sense of this stuff. You can't make sense of the left. You just can't. In Portland, we are focused on coming together as a community to solve the serious challenges we face due to systemic racism, a global pandemic, and economic recession. 1. Do your research. Global pandemic. This is nothing compared to what we've had in the past. The real mortality rate is way, way, way low for healthy people. It's like 0.03%, which is that of the flu. Okay, it's way exaggerated. It's a bunch of fear by the media. An economic recession, the stock market and the Dow Jones just completely wiped out all the losses that it had from COVID. So that's not really that true. Our economy is coming back every second that passes by. And systemic racism, the only person that's done something to attack that is President Trump. How is this man sitting on his little perch, writing this letter and talking about things like criminal justice and systemic racism when he's done absolutely nothing to help it, nothing to address it? The president is the one doing the stuff to help this stuff. He's the one putting stuff in action, putting bills into law, signing them into law, pushing for them to get passed. It's not hard to understand, folks. It's just not. Just do your research. So this man ends the letter by saying, "Stay away, please." Oh my gosh, what a beta male. Let's look at this guy. Oh man, you can definitely tell he's an alpha. There's a real winner right here. Anyways, that's what I think about that. Pretty passionate video for me. I'm just tired of seeing this crap, man. It's ridiculous. It's just you can't explain it. There's no words to logically back up what they're saying. It's completely hypocritical. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. This is craziness, absolute lunacy that's happening. Like the video if you enjoyed this. Subscribe here if you're new, okay? I need you guys to subscribe. This channel's brand new. You got to subscribe for me, okay? And hit the notification bell because I know for a fact you probably won't see this video even if you are subscribed to me just because I'm a new channel and such. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. So my name is Joseph. I'll see you guys next time. And remember, the only person stopping you is you. Peace.